Luigi Mangione, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is in jail and he's never coming out. What a fucking retard. And this is why I come in here day after day telling you people the only things that matter in life, my core philosophy. It's very simple. The only two things that matter in life is fucking bitches and getting money. That's it. Stop watching the news. Forget about what Ben Shapiro has to say. Who gives a shit about what Donald Trump got going on? Or if Kamala Harris is spreading her pussy open for somebody at the White House. Who cares? My nigga, who cares? Most of you statistically are fat, ugly, and poor. But you spend so much time worrying about these things that you can't even control. You can get mad, you can kick and yell. It's not changing, you're too poor. Nobody's gonna stop and say, hey, guys, this fat, ugly, and poor guy has a problem with the healthcare insurance industry. Let's hear what he has to say and let's take it into consideration. We're gotta make some changes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So this guy, Luigi Mangione, the guy had it all. Super Ultra Omega Chad, ripped to shreds. Wrestler so you can kick your ass. I could imagine had a fat rope of a cock. I could only imagine Italian stallion. His family were big-time real estate players in the Maryland area. And they owned all the major country clubs. If you know anything about country clubs, this is where all the rich people come to gather and talk business. Big business. Oh, my son Luigi Mangione, he just graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, one of the most prestigious schools in the country. And, little Luigi just graduated? No way. I'd love to give him an opportunity at my company. $300,000 starting salary. Hey, Diane, did you hear? Little Luigi just graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. He got his master's. Little Luigi. My core philosophy that I always talk about, that I work so hard for, by the way. You know, I make a lot of sacrifices because I want to have a couple M's very soon. So I avoid doing a lot of fun things like going on vacations and going here and there and buying all this stuff because, you know, you got to put money, you got to stash money away. You got to get yourself some Bitcoin. I'm trying to get some money. I'm trying to be loaded later down the line. And I'm always going to the gym and dieting. I'm not eating all sorts of disgusting fat people foods, getting diabetes. I don't have a black neck. Because my whole thing is very soon I want to spend all my waking hours fucking bitches and getting money. That's what I do it for. So then we come and meet this guy, Luigi Mangione, and he has it all already. I mean, the guy has the potential to fuck all the... I mean, the bitches are just creaming over this guy all over the internet. Literally creaming themselves. I saw a woman yesterday literally squirt at a picture of Luigi Mangione. It's on Twitter. Go look it up. It's there. So never mind that the guy's loaded. The guy's rich. He comes from a rich family. Never mind all that. The guy could be raw dogging all sorts of women just based off the strength of his looks. Shredded, big muscles, nice face, nice facial structure, nice jawline, beautiful smile. I mean, even me, I was watching the guy yesterday, I'm like, God damn, this guy's cute. This nigga's cute. That's what I said to myself. And just for simply being aesthetically pleasing, he already has it all. This guy, Luigi, has it all. Remember, I talk about it all the time. If you're a guy that's attractive and women desire you, you have it all. You don't need to focus on a career. You need to focus on anything because, you could just move in with a fat girl. There goes your rent. You don't have to pay rent anymore. And if you play your cards right, you get a fat girl who has a dad who's a plumber, owns a big plumbing company. Now you're married into the big plumbing company. Happens all the time. I see it all the time. Look at me. I did 2 years in a community college and dropped out. And I've been talking to a fat medical doctor on and off for a couple months now. And the only reason we're not in a serious relationship is because I be playing with this hoe. Literally, I be ghosting her. I be raw dogging her and then I just ghost her because I get annoyed at these women. So you get this guy who has the looks already, who basically already has it all. But then you compound that with the fact that this guy already has all the money because he comes from a family of influence. But wait, there's more. Turns out the guy is a super smart genius with a super high IQ. The guy graduated as a valedictorian of his high school, a private school that pays $40,000 a year. Then he went on, he got his master's degree in computer science. We're talking about a genius here. And he threw it all away. Just imagine all the creamy, young women you could have backshotted. Think of that handsome Chad Luigi Mangione backshotting a young, precious white woman. And all that pussy go just dripping down his shaft down to his tan-colored nutsack. Think of the screams of the women as they orgasm when that fat Italian sausage beef was ramming them over and over and over. Folks, we're talking about something that you, somebody who's fat, ugly, and poor, just fantasizes about. This isn't a reality for a guy like you. This was Luigi's reality. This is the life that he was living. That guy was a genius Chad. I mean, look at the guy's pictures. It looks like you ever seen those guys who get a catfish of a guy who's a handsome Chad, and he makes a Tinder account, and of course he gets all the women. He says the craziest things to these women. They're like, yeah, sure, come over. They'll be like, hey, yeah, I did some crazy thing with kids in my past, and I paid the price. I went to jail. But I'm over that now. And the women like, okay, I mean, we all have a past. Come over. It doesn't matter. Come over. If you look good, women literally don't give a shit about what you did in the past. They don't care. The guys that they would use in the picture literally looks like a guy like Luigi Mangione. And he threw it all away because there's a problem in this country with the health insurance companies. First of all, let's talk about the healthcare system in this country. If I have a serious medical condition, let's say I have a gigantic wart right on the tip of my head, and it's getting to the point where it's now bigger in mass than the size of my dickhead. So I have a dickhead on top of another dickhead, and it needs to be medically treated. I'm going to go to the free clinic, whip my dick out and say, doctor, I need help. The doctor's going to send me to a surgeon. By the way, remember, keep in mind, no medical insurance. I have no medical insurance, okay? When I go in for the surgery, they're going to start asking me, well, sir, do you have insurance at all? No, I don't. Well, then how are you going to pay for this stuff, sir? Well, I plan on paying out of pocket, and I would like to set up a payment plan because I don't have this amount of money in cash. So, I'm sorry, we're going to have to set up a payment plan. This is a medical emergency. When they chop off that nasty wart from on top of your head, you are going to go home to heal up. In a couple of weeks from now, you're going to start receiving medical bills in the mail. When you open up the mail, and you see the first medical bill, what you're going to do is immediately throw it right in the garbage. Folks, who told you have to pay medical bills? Who the f*** told you that? Who told you that stuff? You see, that's the reason why we're in this situation to begin with. Why is everybody paying their bills? What happens when everybody stops paying their medical bills? What happens when everybody decides, I have a private health insurance, I'm not paying for it. Nobody's paying for it anymore. What happens after 1 month? What happens after 2 months of not paying anything? What happens? The entire system crumbles and crashes to the ground, and it burns. The reason your mom's health insurance didn't approve for that life-saving surgery, she died like a wet dog on the side of the sidewalk, is because these insurance companies are crunching the numbers. They're trying to get every little red cent from every little guy. They're trying to save as much money as possible because they're trying to make a profit, and every cent counts. What happens when 80% of people say, fuck it, I'm not paying for my health insurance anymore this month. I don't care. A complete and total collapse of the entire system. That's what happens. And then the government is going to have to come in and pay for everybody's medical problems. Oh, man, my asshole's rotting out. Doctor, my asshole's rotting out. Take a look, doctor. It's literally like flesh. There's maggots coming out of your asshole. This is a medical emergency. Doctor, you have to perform surgery on me. Surgery? Who's going to pay for it? Well, the government's going to pay for it. They're going to have to pay for my asshole surgery. This booty hole need to be fixed. I got monkeypox on it. I was engaged in gay anal activities. And now look at the consequences. My asshole literally fell out the other day. Folks, again, the only things that matter is your appearance as a man. How much money you're getting. How many bitches are you fucking? How often do you exercise? Do you eat healthy? That's another thing. You're a fat piece of shit. All you chuck down is Hot Pockets and pepperoni pizzas. Then you get a chalupa from Taco Bell. And then you chug it down with a Big Go from 7-Eleven. And then you wonder why your colon is rotting out. And then you wonder why. You don't go to the gym, you're a fat piece of shit. And then you wonder why you have high cholesterol. Why you have diabetes. Why your knees are knocked and you have black armpits. Then you wonder why. No, but the problems of the health insurance companies. They're supposed to fix me. Even though I f*** myself up, they're supposed to fix me. So you eat all this fat people processed food that gives you cancer. You get cancer, ass cancer. And then you're crying about the health insurance companies because they don't want to fix your ass cancer. Get real. You people need to get real. We're talking about these fat Americans that are fat, ugly, and poor. That God forbid, God forbid these people eat a fruit. No, I got a sweet tooth. You got a sweet tooth. Eat some fruits, man. You ever heard of a mango? You fat f***. You ever heard of a mango? Yeah, it's not the same. I like Skittles and I like honey buns. Okay, well then don't complain when you get ass cancer. People don't give a shit. They don't work out. They eat all this disgusting food. They're always drunk, drinking vodka and drinking beer. You see them, they got tonsil stones. They're always farting up and down. Always like ripping ass everywhere they go. The people fucking stink. They got fat titty and a big old gut. Disgust. They can't even get an erection in the morning. But the problem is the health insurance companies. God forbid I get into an accident. I'm always driving down 140 miles an hour down the highway. I don't care. I never follow traffic laws. And let's say some asshole cuts me off at 140 and I crash and I have to go to the ER and I have to get surgery. By law, they have to attend me and they have to give me life-saving surgery. When the surgery is finished and I'm back to healing, back to being a stallion, they're going to start bombarding me with medical bills. I will not be paying these medical bills. It was an emergency. I didn't ask for this stuff. The problem is with all these preventative diseases that people get. All these diabetes, all these ass cancers. What's the number one killer in this country? Isn't it heart disease? How do you get heart disease? From being a fat ass. It's very simple. You get heart disease from being a fat ass. What's the second one? Diabetes? How you get diabetes? From being a fat ass. So what if people stop being fat asses for a year or two? What would happen to the medical health insurance industry? Well, people wouldn't need the services anymore. They'll say, well, why do I even pay for health insurance anyways? I don't even need this shit anyways. I never even go to the hospital. You're supposed to go to the doctors twice a year just to get blood work done, just to see what's going on. If you're on a fat piece of shit and you're always working out and you're always eating healthy foods, whole foods, well, then your blood markers should be on point. Your blood pressure should be on point. Everything should be on point. And you never got to go to the doctor. Now, if you have a real medical emergency, well, then go get the procedure done. Tell them you're going to pay it slowly and never pay it at all. And so this is why this guy, Luigi's an idiot. The health insurance companies keep getting paid by these fat asses. And they're like, why would we change anything? Because Luigi said, fuck you, Luigi. Fuck you, my nigga, we're getting paid. These people keep paying us. And we're going to keep denying them service when they really need them. Because fuck it, that's why. Folks, when you really look into it, these health insurance companies and the whole medical industry is just keeping people that are supposed to die alive. You'll see a fat person who could barely walk, weighs 350 pounds. Staying alive, they're staying alive through the power of all these pills and through the power of science. And who's paying for the stuff? The health insurance companies. These pill bottles, they cost $300, $400, $500, $600, $1,000 per bottle. Look it up. These shits are expensive. Who's paying for all this stuff? The health insurance companies. So when you really think about it, it's not the fault of the health insurance company. It's the fault of the fat people. The people that are fat, the people that are ugly, the people that are poor. Like always, it's always them. It's always them every single time. Everywhere you look, it's the fat and ugly and poor people every single time. You look at the banking industry. Who's behind it? People that are fat, ugly, and poor. What about media? It's the people that are fat, ugly, and poor. It's them every single time. Who's behind our children being indoctrinated to change their sex? It's them every single time. People that are fat, ugly, and poor. Every time I plead with you people to stop being fat, ugly, and poor, I talk and I talk and I talk, but nobody listen. We need to find a solution for these people. The people that are fat, ugly,